Yeah, so this album peaked at number 10 on the Billboard 200 in the United States, and this was Rise Against first album to chart in countries outside of North America. So, um, I for some reason I thought that the album we just talked about was because it was on a major. I just assumed it was this huge album, but it didn't kind of explode as much as they thought. Later on it went to sell I think 500,000 copies, but
Right.
it actually sold pretty slow to start off with, which is kind of surprising because it's a big album. But
Yeah.
so this one they went back to the blasting room, kind of going. They had that experience with Garth and decided to go back to kind of what they knew. So this was, like I mentioned, the year I saw them. They were headlining on Warped Tour this year. So
Okay. Yeah.
they had obviously kind of jumped that next tier level kind of in the last few albums, or especially
Yeah.
since you saw them at Warped Tour on,
Yeah.
on the Unraveling. This
Yeah.
album was well received by critics who praised the production value and noted how Rise Against was able to mature in their sound and simultaneously
Simultaneously.
retain their punk roots. And so again, still staying on that major and the kind of more mainstream, but still sticking
Yeah.
to their sound. I wouldn't have. I mean, I'm sure I knew they weren't on Fat Records back then, but if you just put
Right.
this on, you wouldn't necessarily know
Yeah.
that. So,
Yeah.
so I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, this record, I definitely prefer the sound of this record. It does feel cleaner, and
Yeah,
I mean, cleaner is probably just the best word, because I talked about, on the one song, with like the guitar tone and it just kind of feeling muddy. I don't get any points on this record where it feels muddy and, kind of weighed down in any sense. It feels and reminds me more of Revolutions Per Minute, which was, like a record that I absolutely fully loved. And, so I mean, for me, this was the one that I definitely wanted to come back to more, because I do think the songs are just as good, but the production just feels better for me.
yeah, it's hard to go wrong with the Blasting Room. Like, I don't know if there's any albums that have come out of there where I've been like, I don't like this as much. You know
Totally,
what you're
yeah.
getting. Yeah, everything sounds really clean and punchy, and they're musicians, the guys that run that studio, so
Yeah.
I think that helps a big part too. They've been in
Totally.
touring bands, and so they
Yep.
get it.
They have?
I think so, just a few
I think
times.
so. A few times. So let's get into the first song that we're going to chat about, which would be Inject.